Hi guys, welcome to another edition of F1 Podcast. I'm joined by Pep as ever, and this podcast is being done a week after the Japanese Grand Prix at Suzuka. Pep, what did you think of the race?
I love Suzuka, mate. I was enjoying the helicopter shot showing the Suzuka circuit and all of its surrounding areas, mate. It's pound for pound one of the best circuits in Formula One. And it showed this year that the Red Bulls have got massive potential in this World Championship, mate. They did very, very well. Vettel just controlled the race extremely well. Webber held on as well.
Yeah.
And it was a thoroughly enjoyable race, mate.
Oh, it's a real driver's circuit, Suzuka. It separates the men from the boys. I just wish they hadn't dulled the 130R, but what are you going to do?
Yeah.
I thought it was a great win by Seb, and congratulations to him as well on winning the race 2 years in a row. Only Mika Hakkinen and Michael Schumacher have done that, so he's in very good company. I thought Mark was lucky to get second place in Suzuka with Robert Kubica getting off to a blinding start.
Oh,
and
yeah.
of all things, having his wheel fall off. So very lucky, Mark, but you've got to be there to take advantage.
Bad luck for Robert as well, Max.
Oh, it's terrible. He got off to a great start, and obviously a circuit he likes, and to have something like that happen to him, catastrophic, mate.
Yeah, just a fantastic spectacle seeing them go around the Suzuka circuit, Max. I just really enjoyed seeing them run around. It was great.
Oh, it was great. Yeah, it was. It's a terrific track. We all know that. And well done to Fernando Alonso as well. And
staying in the hunt, Max.
Staying in the hunt,
yeah.
All right. Coming, I guess, second, or you could argue equal second with Sebastian Vettel on 206 points.
Yeah.
Mark got his advantage out to 14 points, so he sits atop on 220 points.
Well, definitely Alonso's had the momentum recently in the last few rounds, Max, and there's been a lot of talk about do Ferrari have the opportunity to challenge for the World Championship and get Alonso in P1, Max.
Massa better get up there and help him, mate, because he hasn't been of much use lately, but he's going to have to help him now.
Yeah, Massa has to do his job, and also you've got the fact that Alonso has run out of engines, and there's been a lot of talk about that as well, about the fact that...
That's going to hurt.
Yeah, and you've got 3 rounds to go, and you basically can't change engines, you have to move your engines around, and that can't suit Alonso. A friend of ours, Max, was asking me about the World Championship, and I was saying, well, there is that Alonso engine thing, and also the Red Bull's still very competitive. So the fact that Webber's got that buffer in the World Championship has to be good for him, mate. But
psychologically, I think it's good. It's not enough, Mark knows that, but psychologically, he can say, well, I'm the leader of the pack at the moment with 3 races to go.
Yep.
We go to a circuit next week that none of us have raced on live. I'm sure they've done a lot of simulation work, of course.
Yeah.
And he's looking pretty good. But I thought Sebastian drove a wonderful race the other week.
Yes.
You can't count him out. You can't count Alonso out despite his engine problems. And a lot of people are saying, especially Martin Whitmarsh, you can't count out Lewis or Jensen.
Yeah, and speaking of momentum, Max, Sebastian's had plenty of that, and he's brought himself right back into the frame in terms of World Championships. And I was watching Christian Horner the other day talking about the point situation and the gap between him and Mark, and also comparing to last year's points. And it's still, Seb still has to be very confident that he's got a shot at this World Championship, mate.
He does.
And there's been some talk, of course, that the McLaren drivers maybe have moved out of the frame, and they're disagreeing, Max. They're saying, and I'd be the same. I'd be thinking, well, if I've got a mathematical chance, then I'd be going for it. And they're the same, Max. I can't blame them at all.
Totally agree with you. And as Lewis said, and we all know, don't forget 2007 when he only had a couple of points, and Kimi came up and stole it from him. So yes, of course, anything can happen. I've been impressed with the Red Bull's reliability though this year. I think that is a telling factor in this championship.
Yep.
They've got a car that seems suitable to most tracks.
Yeah.
Despite the talk of it being around 30 horses down on everyone else, the car's a bullet, and it's proven that. So it's as we all know, very interesting times as we lead to the last 3 races.
Yeah, and some talk, of course, about which teams are more suited to the Grand Prix coming up. Of course, Korea no one's got any idea except for their simulations. They've got no real data, no real information. And then of course there's banter around, well, what will happen in Brazil with the various teams, and also, you know, of course Abu Dhabi. So, you know, it's interesting, Max, that they're saying that Red Bull's got a package for every Grand Prix to come.
And so do McLaren.
And they're still saying that maybe they're lacking some straight line speed, but then there's other reports I've read saying that Red Bull have kind of fixed that with the new F-duct type situation on the Red Bull car. So, you know, even on the long straight, we know there's some long straights at Korea, particularly in the first sector.
Yep.
And mate, the Red Bull could still have heaps of pace there.
Mate, I just hope as they get down to that second gear, first corner, the left-hander, I just hope that Mark Webber is clear of any trouble that's going to happen there, and that the three, some might say, three guys that are fighting for the championship all get away unscathed. But I guess we'll see.
Yes, absolutely. Mate, Korea's now got the new longest straight record in F1, so the Korean circuit's got a very long straight, and for those of you who have been playing on the game, as Max and I have, I'm actually enjoying it. It's a good fun circuit.
It's
Max.
A great circuit.
Yeah.
I sort of went into it for the first time thinking, here we go. And I was pleasantly surprised. It's a circuit that lets you get into a really good rhythm, I find. For someone who's used to spending most of his time in the gravel, it was a pleasure to do a couple of laps of Yongam, I think is how you pronounce it. So I hope you guys have been enjoying racing around there as well.
Alright guys, well we're going to do another video straight away after this and talk about some drivers, maybe some driver movements for next year, Max.
We'll see. Yeah.
So we'll see you soon for the next video.
Alright guys, bye.
Bye.